Well, good evening, everybody. It's a pleasure to be back. George Morgan here at your service. It's PSGL, it's Wednesday night, it's Spain tonight as well. Lots on the table, lots of battling. The title contest is still alive and kicking. And Jack, it's only taken us 10 rounds. We're on the 11th. It's all to play for.
Boromant goes on the inside and takes the lead on the final lap of the race. Now it's side by side between Boromant and Warner, but Boromant's got the inside.
Literally a guest star here in this phenomenal race. Cameron Dowd looking to take P2 in his very first PSGL F1 PC race. Incredible to say the least. You see that Putin still lead. 1.5 seconds. DRS is the name.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to, of course, the new year, 2024. A year for change, a year for growth, and a year to, for some reason, wear Red Bull shirts. Of course, I'm your host, Josh, and that geezer over there who's wearing a vintage Red Bull shirt at this point in time is the great co-com of Alex. So I can already see Jess in the chat. Hello, Jess. We've worn a Red Bull just for you. It's all good. But yeah. Feel like we should mention Catalonia. It's got a couple changes. It's a bit of a historic track for Red Bull as well. A certain someone, he's not done too bad for himself around here.
Yeah, he's done all right around this circuit, hasn't he? I'll say hello, everyone. Welcome, happy New Year. Year 2024.
Why do you have a Christmas hat on?
I don't have any.
Mate, get the Santa hat off.
What? It's Christmas time coming up. Christmas is coming up soon.
I know why you've got a hat on. It's because your missus has shaved your head, hasn't she?
No, you can see there's still bits of hair. I can take it off, but it's slightly messy because I haven't given it a proper. So it's slightly greasy, but you can't see the grease. I shouldn't say it's greasy, really, should I?
He's just outed himself.
We're off to a good start. We're off to a
great start. But of course, we do have Catalonia. Max Verstappen's first win. The downfall of Mercedes. This track's got a bit of everything, but
the downfall of Mercedes.
I mean, it's when it started properly. Like at that point, it was already like going down, and then that's when they swooshed it. But
the Civil War.
Yes, great documentary. But we feel like we should get more back on track. We currently still have Lillian leading the championship by 16 points to Leo Lund and Camille hot on their toes, just 20 points behind Leo. And of course, Camille's had a bit of a problem as of late with the race pace not quite being there. We know the qualifying pace is there for him, but how can they really capitalise it and move it forward?
Well, it's going to be interesting, isn't it? Because obviously Singapore, we had last time out, obviously ended halfway through the race. So if you're confused why certain people have maybe a point in their points, like a 0 point, it's because we give out half points if you don't reach the 75% race distance, which we didn't. But yeah,
2 laps off.
We were 2 laps off. I should just round it up anyway. But yeah, Leo 14th and Camille 17th in the last races, and Leo, after having a podium streak in every race. For what was it, 3 races in a row, and then 2 4th place finishes out of the points completely in Singapore. And I didn't like he was ever going to get in the points. To be honest with you, he never looked quick enough or solid enough to get through the pack.
But I feel like that's a bit of a nature of Singapore as well. It is. It's one of those circuits. You obviously love Singapore. There's a reason I beat you in the Commentators' Cup. On track at Silverstone, of course. It's because it's a real track, similar to Catalonia.
There was reasons that happened.
Moving swiftly on from the Commentators' Cup we took part in. We do have, constructors, although it's not as much of a talking point here at PSGL, because all these drivers want to win individually. It is an individual championship. But my boys over at Alpine are not doing too bad for themselves.
41-point gap between themselves and Ferrari. Obviously, Leo and Camille not scoring points last time out. I just realised as well, Camille, I don't think has won a race yet this season, if I'm not mistaken.
No, and I'll tell you something. Despite the graphic being very, very stretched, apologies for that, but it's just the way we get on. I'm not sure if you noticed, but Leo Lund around Hungary.
And he scored, apparently 0. He finished 0.
He finished the GOAT. My goat. But we do have a couple of people in the chat. We've got a certain Nathan Richards, strange gentleman from F2.
Who even is that guy?
I don't know.
Who is that guy?
I don't know.
Honestly.
Make sure he's not on the list. Make sure he's allowed.
Yeah, make sure. Oh,
Yes. But, of course, we do have a specific list and a specific set of instructions for these drivers to go through around Catalonia. Because, although it's been changed for better racing, I say as I prefer the old layout.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you prefer
Miles.
really awkwardly horrible chicane at the end?
Yes.
Wow, and you call me the psychopath. Honestly.
I'm wearing a Red Bull shirt.
I also realised
at this point.
I flipped my camera as a joke at the start, and I'm looking the wrong way. You're actually that direction for me now.
I am.
Hang on. There you go. Still that way.
I'm still. There we go. Lovely. We love a little technical mishap here. We've got Max in the chat as well. Liam, Craig. I'm seeing you guys. I'm seeing you guys give a lot of love to Richie. I do love to see it. But
I do actually know who Nathan Richards is, by the way. Just bear that in mind.
He didn't join before we started commentating. No. Yes. Liam, I'm not going to encourage cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is bad. But character building for Nathan Richards is okay.
That's true.
That's okay. And I promise, although my nose is red, I'm not actually trying to be Rudolph. I'm just a bit sick at the minute.
Sick of my stuff.
Yes. Sick of your influence to get me in a Red Bull shirt. Oh,
I did not buy you that shirt.
No,
I
you
just
might
want
as
to bear
well.
that. I just want to bear that in mind. I thought your mum bought it for you, and I was like, "There's no way your mum bought it for you." But
no, she did see him and thought, "Hey, I might get him a Perez one." And I was like, "No, if you did that, I wouldn't be your son for much longer." But my mate saw it, you know, the Max one.
I really wish you had a Perez shirt. It would be the funniest thing in the world.
But I'll tell you what, I personally wish we could do is get into a little bit of racing action. But of course, we do have the ever so beautiful track map we've got to go through. So, Alex, where are your talking points around Catalonia per se?
Well, as you said, it has changed this circuit. The final corner is now basically flat right-hander into a really long DRS zone. Does allow people to get a better run down the DRS zone. Turn 1 is going to be really interesting as well. We've seen people try to go for overtakes many a time through turn 1. I remember back in 2017, Max Verstappen and Kimi Räikkönen collided on the opening lap, causing that shot of that child crying in the crowd.
What was his name? Oh, I used to remember his name.
He's the Ferrari. Yeah, I think so. He was the Ferrari fan that Kimi went to see after the race, because Kimi was like, well, Kimi's PR person probably said, "There's a kid crying on camera. Can you go say hello to him?" And Kimi was like, "No, I'm joking. Kimi's the nicest guy."
Genuinely,
I love Kimi. I know him personally as well.
I know you do. Liam saying, all of a sudden, I'm currently his favourite commentator with some character building for Nathan Richards. What can I say?
It's character building.
It's character development. It's just reaching a new altitude.
It's not cyberbullying, it's character development. We shouldn't push that.
Just for Nathan Richards.
Oh, yes. That's
the key part, right?
That's the key part.
If it's anyone else, if it's someone who bumps into you in open lobby, behave yourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Each and every single one of you in the chat is representing PSGL. So represent yourselves properly. Similar to what Matthew Adler's going to be trying to do in the Williams. That was probably one of the cringiest segues I've ever done here. 2024. I'm allowed a couple of them.
It's a new Josh.
No.
New me, new Josh.
New Josh, new me. Wait,
see, that is our new flat out right hander.
It's just not. Just give me the horrible clinky chicane no one can take properly because everyone makes the same mistakes there every time.
I remember a certain Ferrari driver making mistakes there.
Silence. I'm a Red Bull fan now. Can you not tell?
Yeah, sorry. You need to be angry all the time. That's how it goes.
Oh, I'll tell you something. The way of Max, I was about to say Max. The way Matthew, he was handled turn 3 like Max would there, absolutely on the neck of his poor little Williams car, running it right out to the curb. Now, the way you can take some of these corners really invites you to open up the angle as much as possible, but that's all right in qualifying. When it gets to those race sort of segments and the situations, if you end up leaving a door too open, a car can put its front wing where it realistically probably shouldn't be trying to do it, and it'll just cost both of your time. So that's something we're going to have to keep a good, clean eye out for, just to make sure that none of that sort of tomfoolery happens in the race. But in the qualifying, it's all right. And Matthew doesn't seem to have any pressure behind him, and he's hooking up this Williams absolutely beautifully going through sector 2.
Yeah, he's using every part of the racetrack, as you said. Obviously, in the race, he'll need to be a bit more careful with that because, as we know, racing drivers do like to do whatever they want. That is their ruling. And a 1:10.8 as the opening lap here in Catalonia. That's almost as fast as my Brazil pole lap in the the Commentators Cup.
How did I know that was coming? But someone who's decided to absolutely smash you is Lillian.
Oh, God damn it, Lillian!
Yeah.
Am I going to be faster than a commentator?
No, I feel like we should have a little special mention why they're all getting their starting laps in here. Lillian, we need to talk about Lillian. What a tear they've been on in this season so far. Honestly, it's gonna come back to me around Vegas and the way they looked after the tires and kept the car perfectly in check throughout the entirety of the race. It's just like I can't even describe it. It's like
that was a special drive.
Yeah, it's how the media present Sergio Perez tire saving ability is just Lillian. It's brilliant.
Yeah, Lillian is the better Sergio Perez. That is the best compliment. No, I'm not. I'm joking. Lillian is fantastic driver and fantastic pace merchant as well. But someone else who we always criticise in qualifying, and maybe he's taken that time in Christmas instead of celebrating with his family, he's sat down and decided, you know what, qualifying is what I'm going to be good at, and he's just put a 1:10.4 in, which is currently on the front row.
It's Leo's an odd one, right? Because whenever he gets to the race, he's able to make some ridiculous moves.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure necessarily how much that comes from his ability, or whether it's just the difference in quality compared to the drivers he qualifies around. Although this is, F3, PSGL, all these drivers are incredibly talented. I'm not going to take anything away from them, right? We saw in the Commentators Cup. I'm going to get smoked. But Leo, when it gets to the start of the races, it just seems like his decision-making is always on point. He's always able to get around and get himself sorted. To be quite honest with you, there's quite a few drivers which I could say are very much similar. JSD is another one, who just seems to find himself able to sieve his way through the field a little quicker than those around him.
Yeah, he does. He has done fantastically well. Obviously coming in with an invalidated lap there, but 1:10.584. Just having this little break. We've obviously been away for a couple of weeks. Josh has got a tan, as you can see by his nose.
Absolutely.
But I just forgot how close this grid is. Like in terms of actual qualifying pace between the drivers. Every driver right now, I think there's 0.2 between 18th and 1st. I legit think there's 0.2 between 18th and 1st.
And you know what? I'm not even going to change the timing screen, so you're going to have to do the maths.
Well,
yeah, that's right. I'm making you do maths, Alex. You thought it was over. You thought
Right,
Christmas break got a little bit longer. No.
maybe a bit more than that. Might be 0.5.
Go on, man.
Oh, I wasn't far off.
I don't know.
There's 0.3 between. Well, I said 0.2, didn't I? There's 0.2 between the top 7.
Right, that's a stretch and a half.
No, what do you mean? It says 2 on it.
So does Santa Maria's time being 0.423 behind?
Well, I said 2 at the front.
Does that mean it's 200ths?
200ths, yeah, exactly. I'm great at saying that as well.
Get out of here with your raucous. But do also feel
Maths
like...
isn't my strong suit.
Yeah, I can tell that. I asked you what number Max Verstappen was, and you came back with 33 the other day.
Yeah, he's number 2. It says on your shirt what number he is, Josh. Something certain Ferrari driver will never have.
No, he's got... He's Yane.
Oh, Jet. Oh, you got... Come on.
Oh,
Can we have one qualifying session where...
It's fine. It's how it goes. Especially when all the drivers decide to come out at the same time. Unlike Matthew Attler, who's decided to pick his opportunity right at the start of his second run. Once again.
Yeah, interesting choice. He's done it twice in a row.
Only concern is here with the traffic. Let's have a look. Okay, that was a cheeky bit of slipstream. I'm not sure how much it would have helped him. But he's certainly not going to say no to it. 0.015 up. Ferrari moves out the way. Okay.
He's looking pretty smooth so far.
Okay, I see this, Matthew. I see what you're doing.
I think he's cooking.
He's doing more than cooking. This is a banquet.
It's a banquet.
It's a bank.
We're teaching new words this year. Oh, is that that car's gonna have to stop swerving, but he gets out of the way.
All right, George Russell, be quiet.
Into the left-hander.
Going
and once again,
through
another car on the exit.
the De Vries.
The De Vries. Nice. Let's make all the references today.
There you go.
He's got one corner to go. It's not really a corner.
Oh,
but here we go.
Yeah.
And he goes ninth.
P9. 3 temps. Because, you know, it's the lower half, so you would say 3 temps, Alex.
Yeah.
I'm going to teach you. It's fine. You'll get there.
We're learning. We're all learning here.
Someone who's kind of gone under the radar is Nando here. Currently P7 in the Aston Martin. A name I'm not too familiar with.
I don't recognise it.
By no means. Are they having a bad run here at all?
No, they're looking good at the moment. As we say that, they pull into the pits. Obviously, we have quite the commentator's curse, but I thought it would already passed by the end of last year, but I guess it's already back. And we've not even started the year yet. So as Lillian goes even faster, 1:10.2, puts himself a bit further in front in pole position. And see what Mr. Dimas can do. I think not Oscar Villapanova, Sixton has just gone 4th fastest. And Valentino Labella goes 3rd fastest. And Dimas says, no, I'm going to go 3rd fastest. Everyone's going 3rd fastest.
Does anyone else want to go 3rd fastest? Tony Roche, I'm looking at you, buddy. We've seen it.
Well, Tony Roche, he's 18th. We were hyping him up off stream. We were saying he's the next star of PSGL and all this. Can he actually put himself any further up? He only goes 14th. Kai Pearson, on the other hand, goes onto the front row, 2nd.
Ah, right. We've got information there from Liam and Craig in the chat. Nando is coming from PlayStation. Here's OP Nando Jr. on PlayStation. That makes sense. Right, okay.
I had Nando's last week.
Oh,
it was actually... Really...
Shut up. Oh, honestly, I can't take you anywhere. But
Didn't take me to Nando's.
No, you wish I did.
Well.
Mind you, who wouldn't? Chat,
I know.
Honestly. 3 Nando's.
Come on. 3 Nando's.
Surely. But no, I feel like should say a very quick thank you to the 128 viewers who are currently tuned in and watching here.
Really?
Yes. Well, as you said, that 5 more people have just joined. So,
goodness me.
Yes, we should say thank you guys for putting up with us and our
I should be more serious.
Oh, bugger it. Just saying, PSF1 he came from. So, Jess, what you're telling me is you've got a lot of experience commentating this champ. P8 in the championship before coming to PCF3 as reserve and won in Hungary. Okay, so
it's not an easy place to win.
No, it's a technical circuit. It's very challenging. It's like Spain, just slightly more eastern.
Yeah, it's Spain without the S.
Spin.
Yeah, because spin is spelt without the S. It is in Hungary.
C.
C.
My Spanish is getting there. Carlos Sainz, one day.
Yeah.
I'll be able to talk to him in Spanish.
It's just completely in Spanish. Just
C.
C.
It's going to come out of a sentence. I just heard C. But we do have a little change in the dynamic here. They're not coming out in a, 1 or 2s or maybe a whole gaggle of cars. We've got Leo Lund breaking his way through from going into these, set orchestrated sort of runs. He's already out on his outlap, and he's going to be coming through this final set of corners, which are corners, Alex, despite what you believe. Doesn't matter. Into what could be 2 race clutch Alpines slightly further down the road from him.
Well, yeah, hopefully these cars won't get in his way, but they stay nicely to the right-hand side. So into turn 1, heavy braking zone, and then flick it to the left. You can catch a little bit of this curb, but you've got to be careful. If you've got any dirty air in front of you, you can easily lose the rear end here. But Leo looking very nice indeed through that first sector, and sticking it right on the right-hand side curb, and now flicking it back down the hill and keeping it close inside once again, getting the power on. Slight rear end snap there, but not too massive of a problem. Left-hander, and then avoiding the sottish curb on the right-hand side, and now through the flat right-hander. Shouldn't be a corner really, but it is. Now down the back straight with DRS into the what used to be the brand new swinging left-hander, and then back to the right for the final section, which was this awful, tricky section that Josh loved. But now it's just one flat right-hander into another flat right-hander into the pit lane.
You've done it again.
I've done it again. I think that I can tell you probably the reason he's done that, because he wasn't going to get another lap in. So what he's done is come into the pits and going to put a new set of tyres on and try again.
Tactical. Or maybe that middle sector where Valentino was just took to the left-hand side.
It might have screwed him over.
Just a little bit.
He did have a couple of rear end snaps on that lap. It wasn't like... It's definitely not his best lap.
No.
His best lap's put in P3. But,
We've seen Leo be able to put in an absolute style lap before. Unfortunately, some of the drivers just went out at a slightly more optimal time and were able to pip him to the pole. But we've seen it time and time again, especially in race trim. Some of Leo's laps on his in-laps and out-laps from the pits are absolutely insane. So he's going to be looking to try and craft that into a beautiful qualifying lap around Catalunya. It's challenging. It's one of those, isn't it? Nah.
It is. It's one of those challenging circuits, but it's one of those circuits where you can, like, everyone's really close. It's one of those specific circuits where everyone has, like, are within a couple of tenths of each other. Like 5 tenths separate the top 18. And even in Formula 1 nowadays, this is a circuit we come to, and people are like, it's as, like, relatively close as it can be in modern Formula 1.
If you think about it, modern Formula 1, they do all the testing here at Catalunya, right?
Yeah, exactly.
What's these guys' excuse for being so close? They don't have one. No one no one's going to turn around out of this grid and say Catalunya is my favourite circuit. Guaranteed.
No one likes it. It's average.
No, not saying likes. I'm just saying to chat. Is this your favourite circuit on the F1 game?
Yeah.
No.
Tony Roche goes fourth. He's back.
He's cooking, I'm telling you.
Someone let that man cook. So 3 minutes left in this qualifying session. We obviously have 18 drivers running today. Nearly a full grid. It's nice to see everyone come back after Christmas. Sixton, we're currently riding off board with, as Rahards is about to, I believe, finish a flying lap here. Let's see if he can move himself up the grid. He moves himself only 8th. It's a good lap, pushes him a few places further up. But I imagine he'd like to be a bit closer to his teammate. He's about 3 tenths off his teammate.
Yeah, I mean,
I know he's not always the best in qualifying, and I know obviously Linear is rapid, but you always want your teammate's your first challenger, always.
Yeah, okay, right. We've got an answer from Jan, who's saying it's his favourite circuit. Cursed individual. That's what I'm saying you are, buddy.
Yeah.
Absolutely cursed.
What's his favourite meal deal? We need to know this now.
No, go away. Stop trying to inflict British culture at PSGL. We can't
no
even
one's gonna.
Yeah,
that's true.
Come on.
No, no one likes meal deals.
Do you feel like we should say, chat, if you can't already tell, we're quite lax here. Feel free, have a conversation with us. Tell us who you think's going to be on pole position here, as we're going to be getting the drivers out for their last runs here. As Thomas Lebanon here looks to be getting a little bit of power, let's say, from our Red Bull jerseys. It wouldn't be the first time we've seen a commentator wear a jersey and that team do very well. E-Series, me.
I thought you were talking about Paul di Resta.
No, every time he wore a Force India jersey, he did absolutely horrendous. What are you on about, mate? But Thomas Lamanen here is going to be looking to come across the line. Wilson Hall's retired. Lamanen goes a little bit wide into the gravel. That'll ruin his lap time.
That's it.
It's unfortunate. It's just one of those little mistakes. We've seen it, especially with the likes of Carlos Sainz as well. The amount of times he's tried to push it through there and just ended up losing it on the rear. Had his entire lap invalidated. We have Will Witchell. That's a tongue twister.
Will Witchell.
He's saying Kai for pole.
Kai for pole.
I sure hope he's able to get out of the pits in time if he's going to.
No, I think Kai's not improving his lap. I think Leo's dived into the pits.
He has, yeah, because that was the end of his lap. I don't feel like he's got a.
He's not improved. There is another Ferrari improving. Oh, a Kamel is about to start a flying lap. So Leo only third. Kai not going out for another lap, and Lillian is currently provisional pole. So there's only a few people that could really stop, and unfortunately Jay is not one of them because he's just lost the rear end and he crashed on the exit of turn 6, 7.
I can't count
6.
all of a sudden.
No, I think it's 6.
Oh dear. But
depends what you count as a corner.
You got Bogdan here.
Come on, Bogdan.
Unspoken heroes here at F3. He's going to be coming across the line, getting P11. That'll be a good improvement to his lap time. And again, as mentioned before, it is so close. Lillian's just slight bit ahead. If Lillian wasn't a part of this, we could be looking at the entire grid covered by about 0.3 of a second, and that's absolutely outrageous.
Yeah, that would be outrageous indeed. There is people that can still take pole from Lillian. Let's see if any of them can do it. We got Oscar Villacampos. We got a few people improving their lap times. Let's see. Can this Aston Martin jump up the grid? Stay 17th fastest. Can't improve there. Who else is improving? Is Camille improving? That's important.
I'm not sure.
No,
I'm sure we'll get to it. Oscar, invalidated lap time. Camille looks to be improving 800ths.
800's
on
up.
Lap time. Is it going to be?
Oh! What a lap
Not
from the
bad at
pole
all.
king.
But I feel like we got to mention we got someone on a lap here. Lillian. Currently a 10th down. Are they going to be able to find enough time? As we do have Nando coming across the line here. The PC F1 extraordinaire
Goes 10th.
pops himself 10th. It's not a bad start to his F3 campaign, is it? As we're going to see
No, not at
Lillian
all.
here crossing the line in just a matter of moments. Is it going to be an improvement? Did they save enough? Just a tenth shy. But
Was a purple final sector though.
it was. Told you. Saving the tyres until the
Bogdan's
last
still
bit.
going. I don't know if he is on a lap or if he's pulling into the pits. I think he's pulling into the pits.
Yes,
And it's
absolutely.
Bogdan's qualifying over. Camille, what a lap though.
It's,
Oh.
it's for qualifying pace. I'm telling you, it's just Lillian's just a league of her own. Honestly,
Yeah.
it's fantastic to watch. It's like watching Max Verstappen on a Sunday.
Yeah. Or a Saturday. Or a Friday.
Or a Thursday.
Yeah, even in the press conference he wins it, doesn't he?
I know.
Let's be
Absolutely
honest.
steaming ahead of the competition. But we've got Lillian, currently P1, Camille P2. That'll be the front row secured. That'll be an interesting front row seeing it go down into turn one. You got a little bit of a longer run. And then Kai and Leo behind who are going to be looking to try and pick up that little bit of slipstream. Tony Roche, who always pops himself somewhere around the front there, is going to be looking to try and just juggle himself forward slightly further than he normally would at the start of the race. So that'll be very interesting. We've seen Tony be able to pull off absolute blinders from about P10 on the circuit. So keep an eye on him. Valentino P6, Sixton P7, Alexander Dumas P8, Rihards P9, Nando P10, Oscar Villacampa P11, Ivan Santamaria P12, Bogdan P13, JS Day 14, Matthew Atler 15, Thomas Laminen 16, Yarne P17, and Wilson Hall rounds it out for P18. Now, I do believe we will have a lobby restart, but do you know what would help with any sort of lobby restart?
I find that when I'm having to restart a lobby, if I'm sitting in something comfortable like a GT Omega gaming chair, that's when I can restart a lobby properly.
Absolutely. And we are... Right. Listen, I've had it with you, right? You
What?
cannot say you're not a glory hunter, wear Red Bull merch the entire week, and then when Lillian gets pole, put an Alpine cap on. It's not on.
I thought we would celebrate. No?
No, you're a Man City supporter as well, aren't you?
No, I'm not. Unfortunately.
Oh.
Man,
Oh.
actually, I don't know if I want to say unfortunately. I'd rather not sit in the empty hat. Oh! No one outside of England's going to get that joke, so,
No.
you know.
No one's going to care either.
No. I'll take that Alpine hat off. I was wearing it under my head.
Honestly, I dread to think what you was like as a child, mate.
I hit my head as a child.
Makes sense.
I fell out of bed and whacked my head on a wooden floor. That's a genuine true story.
It explains so much, honestly. But after that qualifying session, we will be restarting the lobby, as mentioned. Now, I don't want to be that one to, sprinkle a little bit of mystery into it.
Mm-hmm.
But we did have a weather forecast, and Sixton has snipping tooled it to make sure we're going to get the same weather. It's light cloud followed by some more light cloud, with a hint of light cloud, with a little bit more light cloud. I think you guess what the next one is.
Heavy rain.
No, complete clouds. Then you guess the next one.
Sunny.
No, light rain. Can you guess the next one?
Light rain.
Yes, absolutely. So we should be in.
So by the end of lap 30, we might have some light sprinkle of rain.
Yes, intermediate weather. Might set sprinklers off on circuit. Get you.
Well, actually,
like Bernie Eccleston once wanted.
Yeah, he loves sprinkling.
He might as well have been a gardener at Dovies, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But no, I feel like it'll be an interesting one, especially given some of the setups the drivers had on. I know it's reaching a very high top speed going down that back main straight, so could be interesting. But we do have Buck in chat saying Leo to win, in brackets. I'm biased. Me too. I'm biased as well.
No, you're supporting Red Bull.
Yeah.
You're a Red Bull fan now. Like me. Actually, as a Red Bull fan, you have to. You haven't done something as a Red Bull fan yet.
I'm not doing a showy.
Nope. You have to defend Abu Dhabi 2021 and say it was legitimate. That is how you become the Red Bull fan.
Hold on. Michael Massey missed his Specsavers subscription because they don't have Specsavers in Abu Dhabi. So, technically, it's Abu Dhabi's government's fault. Not saying it was the right thing to do, I'm just passing the blame elsewhere.
You might have passed the test. Yeah, might have done.
Get in there.
You've done it. You just used the Christian Horner excuse of Mercedes didn't pit Lewis.
Yeah, but that's easy. Also, did you hear about him? He's one step away from getting knighted now.
I did. Yeah.
Services
to charity, isn't it? Or
Yeah.
Formula One.
Yeah, charity.
Yeah. I think he should be knighted.
Yeah, I mean, relatively speaking, if Lewis has been knighted, I reckon Christian Horner should be knighted. And I also reckon
I think so.
Flavio Briatore should have been knighted as well, despite him
Yeah.
not being English, but we know. Not spice,
And Bernie
not
Eccleston.
hurt. Exactly. But I will give people a quick heads up. While we do have this lobby restart and all the drivers are joining back in and we're sorting out the grid situation, in roughly about half an hour, we'll be getting live with a bit of F2 content here as well, which will be done by Nathan Richards. And
Jay.
I'm trying to think who's that sappy one who's always in the com box. I remember having a conversation with him, right?
Yeah.
And, right, I thought my nose was bleeding. It's not. I'm fine. But I remember talking about our favourite films, and he was on about the one with like loads of lights. Tron, I think it was, with the bikes.
Tron.
Yeah, the sappy one who likes Tron. Honestly.
No one comes to mind.
No. But that'll be starting in roughly about half an hour. So if you thought qualifying was good here, keep a special eye out for those lot because their pace is going to be a slight bit, just a little bit more. But
it's the next level.
If you want to stay and watch a little bit of racing before then, you still have half an hour here, so you should be able to get until just about the rain before you end up having to jump ships and hop across to have a little gander at that as well while that's going on. Of course, we still have the F5 as well, which is going on at the minute, which should theoretically be in a race unless we've got the same problems we have.
Which is likely, because it's F123.
It's a feature.
It's a feature.
Speaking
it's a feature.
of features, we've got one little thing we haven't necessarily shown yet, and that would be the calendar. So, of course, we've got that beautiful holiday break. Hopefully everyone's feeling a little festive still. Everyone's in high spirits for 2024, and then we kill it all off with Catalonia.
Yeah. There's only one way to come back after a holiday break, and the best race we can muster is Catalonia.
It's fine. But it only gets better with Miami.
It only gets better with Miami. And then it does actually get really much better with Britannia or Great Britain.
Mate, we're not in the 60s. Behave yourself.
And then we finish off with Bahrain.
Our favourite circuit, Alex.
So 3 out of the 4 final circuits I dislike.
Unlucky. Who asked?
Unlucky.
No one. Because the drivers like it, and that's what they want to race. And
Exactly.
That's what I feel like will create great racing.
It's down to the drivers.
But do you know what else I feel like could really help with create some great racing?
Is this another GT Omega gaming bit?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, of course it's not. How many times have I told you? Oh, sorry about
What?
that. Oops.
Yeah. We'll discuss this later.
Yeah.
We'll just, yeah.
Fed up with your attitude, mate. Honestly, I don't understand how you could just go out of nowhere and.
Just
Right,
because I say
chat.
some things
No,
about
no,
Charles, all right?
No. We'll get chat involved in this, right? Alex, out of nowhere, has turned around and say Tony Roche's winning this by 20 seconds. I can already see chat saying Bogdan Moldovan for the win.
Tony's just,
Not
he's a
by
good guy.
30 seconds, though.
Okay, 20
Ridiculous.
seconds then.
No, come on. Back down
Sorry,
to earth.
I know you're a Charles Leclerc fan and you can't win anything, so you're not used to winning by more than 2 seconds or whatever it was.
We like to keep the racing fair.
Do you? Yeah.
I've
Talk
got
to Michael Matty. He'll give you fair racing.
Hey, Michael.
Michael,
no,
I need fair racing.
Michael.
No, Michael.
But of course, we do have almost all the drivers ready now. Fingers crossed, it should be getting good to go soon. So hopefully, no more corny GT Omega segue from yours truly. I don't know about Alex, though. You might have one or two. But I could see you've got a little bit of bling on there, buddy. Is that a Christmas gift Christian Horner gave you?
Yeah, it was. It's how much I love him. No, it's from my girlfriend. She's got one as well.
Oh,
So
Christian Horner's your girlfriend. That's cute.
no, she's my actual girlfriend, not Christian Horner. I can't get any close to the camera because it's there.
No. Gonna have to climb Mount Everest for it.
Yeah, it's really far away. It's
But-
super far.
I'll tell you. Don't have to listen to us anymore, guys.
Thank
We've
God
got-
for that.
Carlson, we do have real wheel knowledge. Thank you very much. Looking in the chat as well, they've got real wheel knowledge. Bogdan Moldovan, if he doesn't break into turn 1, he'll be leading by turn 2.
Well,
Watch it.
that's logical.
Watch it. Because we've got a little bit of gameplay coming our way, and I can't wait. Oh, Alex, are you ready for your first 2024 lights out and away we go moment?
I'm ready for it. I've been preparing.
Throughout the entirety of it, I'm just going to be murmuring in your ear.
Oh no.
Wacka wacka, eh. God, I miss that
World
World Cup. That World Cup was brilliant.
Yeah, I had the Jabulani ball. It was the best ball.
It's almost as good as
Diego Forlan's.
a certain Mr. Littler's running the darts recently.
Oh,
I don't even
what
watch
game.
darts, but like
what a game that was last night. What a
it was
match.
just fun. It was just fun. But hopefully these lot are going to be trying to get more bullseyes than double 20s or triple 20s if they're not going for penalties. Because I can.
How many sports jokes can you make in one?
Because I can only see one apex heading down into turn 1, but they don't need to be jockeys to ride these horses down to turn 1. But they got to make sure they're in the optimal headspace, otherwise they could be sliding on ice, going all the way down to
The quarter flag.
but as long as they give it a try, They'll be getting some points out of it. That's for sure. There we go.
But are we going to see a scrum into turn 1? Let's find out.
Nicholas Mueller. Commentators aren't German, but Guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
The English teaching didn't fail me, but
Ready
go, Alex.
for your 5 red lights here at Spain. It's lights out. And away we go. And it's a good start from your pole position. Lillian gets a great start. And unfortunately, Camille has not got a good start. Kai is alongside them heading into turn 1. Kai looking to go around the outside of Camille into turn 1. And there's a little tap there between the Ferrari and the house driver. But Kai has jumped into P2. We've got someone in the gravel there. It's a Red Bull.
Sixton!
Oh, it's someone's round. It's Leo's round. And there's been carnage at the start of this race. As a Williams round as well. Tony Richet, Hugh Adler, and Leo Lund. The top 3 favourites in this race. And we've cursed them already.
How have you cursed him? You said he was going to be leading by 30 seconds at the end of a race. And he's already...
Going to be last by 30 seconds.
Alex, you sabotaged his race here. But someone who won't necessarily mind that will be Lillian and Kai, looking here to try and extend their lead on the soft compounded tyre away from Camille, who's currently sitting back, currently in third on the hard compounded tyre. It'll take a little bit longer to get those tyres fired up and working in a good range, but by the time those hard tyres are going to be working to their full potential, the soft tyres might be struggling with a little bit of grip, might be sliding around a little bit more. It's going to be a little bit of a long haul, I can imagine, these first couple of laps. But as soon as that DRS is open, I'm expecting to see some of these guys absolutely fly by.
Yeah, the hard tyre is an interesting choice to start the race on, but as we saw, I think in PCF1 yesterday, the tyre wear was absolutely insane in terms of people having to pit very early on. And as you can see, Camille has dropped another position there because these soft runners are just absolutely flying through. And we've got a top 3 of Lillian, Kai, and Valentino up in the top 3. Matthew Adler's in the pits already. It's not been a good start to his race, neither for Tony Richet or Leo Lund. But the good thing for Tony Richet and Leo Lund is as long as they can get back into this gaggle of cars, they are all so close together, this race can still swing in anyone's favour, as we see an overtaking move from Rahards there, who gets past Nando for 8th place.
Yeah, on average, the soft tyres are going to be about 1.1 seconds a lap quicker on the delta time compared to the hard compounded tyre. But that, of course, doesn't, bring in slipstream, DRS, dirty air. There's a whole load of different components which can affect the amount of lateral load the cars can take on these tyres. But it'll be certainly interesting to sort of see how Rahards is going to find his way through this one. Because as we mentioned before, at the start of qualifying, he's just got a knack for it, hasn't he? Him and Leo Lund, they can just sort of dance their way between cars where you wouldn't necessarily think they should be able to.
Yeah, and the one race where Leo does qualify well, he's actually somehow still ended up 17th place. So maybe it's just the 17th place curse, or maybe it's the Ferrari curse. We'll find out later on. As we're going to see a move for Rahards once again, going to try and get past Bogdan, who's actually had a great start up in 8th place right now. DRS is enabled. As we see the 2 Aston Martins going wheel to wheel into turn 1. That'll be interesting, as they've swapped places. The one on the softs is in front of the one on the hard tyre. Makes sense in my head.
It absolutely does, but I'm struggling to see if that was choreographed or not. Because, of course, Nando, reserve here at F3, coming from PlayStation, how much time would he have to really, get to know what seat he's going to be in, who his teammate's going to be? Are they even working together in a call? Maybe, maybe not. But I'm sure Nando has a vast amount of experience and will be looking to try and put himself into this position where he's just going to be able to try and follow those soft compounded tyre runners. Very similar to what Camille's been doing it currently up in P4.
Yeah, Camille is the lucky Ferrari at the moment. Gone with the hard tyre strategy and still currently sitting in P4. Interesting, we haven't seen any medium runners in this race. Only softs and hards at the start. And I wonder exactly if we're going to see any medium tyres. Or maybe they know something we don't. I don't know if you know the delta, Josh, between the mediums, softs and the hards. But obviously you said the softs are a lot quicker. But I imagine they're going to wear a lot faster. We'll find out very shortly.
Yeah, I believe the mediums were only I feel like it was 0.47. I think
that makes sense.
I don't know. I might have to go back and have a look at my little Excel spreadsheet, because obviously that was changed between drivers. Some drivers will take different racing lines, but roughly on average, from my lines, that's kind of where the time is gained and lost. But someone who's also gained a little handful of time going into the scrummage, as you put it, is Kai Pearson, already all over the back of Lillian. So far, it doesn't look like there's been a wrong prediction in chat, because Kai's up there. Jan, take a bow.
Yeah, Kai looking really good. Usually we see Lillian drive away in these situations, but at the moment, Lillian cannot let go of the DRS slipstream. And I imagine what we're going to be seeing now is what we see in a lot of these modern league racing. We're going to see the drivers either stay where they are in DRS range, or we're going to see them swap positions down the main straight, because this is such a long main straight here, and that final corner just makes it feel even longer. It's kind of in an odd place where it just gives you that launch off the final corner. And are we going to see Kai go straight past
Yep.
Lillian? And yes, we are. And also Oscar Villa-Campos looking to get past Camille there. Camille's got to be a bit careful, because Valentino, I think, has just dipped into the gravel there. I just saw gravel fly up in front, and the only one there was Valentino. And Valentino's got to be a bit careful he doesn't drop out of DRS, but also Camille's got to be careful he doesn't drop out of DRS, because that will absolutely ruin this hard tyre strategy he's running on, and he's only just within DRS range of the Mercedes.
Oh!
Oh, goodness me!
Oh,
Oscar
no!
Villa-Campos! What's happened there?
He lost his rear and one of the cars just went straight into him before even ghosting. That'll completely change. I'm lost for words. How's that one happened?
I've not seen that one. It looks like he's basically using a Martin Brundle term here. It's not like he's pulled the handbrake in a car and it's just basically locked his rear tyres up, and it's cost Jay completely, because Jay went straight to the side of him, no ghosting. Instantly, it just stopped. He didn't have any time to react to it. The game didn't have time to react to what happened.
I mean, we see Oscar though with a little bit of front wing damage. I'll be interested to sort of see if Jay's got any front wing damage to it. But notice how Nando's now found themselves back ahead of their teammate as Oscar stays out and Jay did have damage. So now it's going to be how much is that little bit of an end plate worth when it comes to Delta? Something I wasn't able to exactly figure out on an Excel spreadsheet, unfortunately. Did give it a good go. Didn't quite work. My entire tyre tried to pop off instead. Made testing very hard. So where's Arava when you need him? But Nando back up into P6, back ahead of a teammate, looking after the ERS well. This is the experience I was talking about. So it's not easy in the console leagues, right? I mean, look at it. Thomas Ronhar came from there, and he's now one of the greatest, PC drivers to have touched the game.
Yeah.
I feel like we can safely say that. And the experience they would have gained here at PSGL in the F1 tier, they know how to craft a race in their image and make it benefit them more than those around them. So it'll be very interesting. So see how that one's going to sort
out. I think Oscar Villa-Campos is going to have to pit here. He's losing so much time to the cars in front, and he's just basically a massive roadblock between himself and pretty much everyone else. As this is also going to cause carnage. They're 3 wide here at that moment. Oh, that was almost quite bad between every driver, and we're going to see the Alfa Romeo go around the outside of Oscar Villa-Campos there. Is Campos going to put into pits? No, he stays out again. Surely you'd think, Josh, at this point, you're just losing time at this point. It's just, you're not really gaining anything. All you're doing is losing time now.
Unless he's trying just to stretch it out until he can dive into the pits and be able to put a set of hard tyres on to take him to the end. That would probably be my only explanation to the reason why he's staying out, because he's lost so much time. He's lost positions as well. Someone else who's not necessarily lost any positions, but probably lost a little bit of battery usage was Kai Pearson. Stays ahead after that straight. Probably deployed a little bit of ERS there to keep himself ahead. But how long is he going to be able to do this?
Now, that is the interesting thing. You could see actually just through one of those corners, he actually had a bit of rear end snapping already, and I wonder how much these soft tyres are already struggling in this race. Camille is probably, well, I know he's in the best position right now because he's still within DRS. He's got some ERS saved up. He's easily going to be able to maybe overcut these guys, to be honest with you, rather than undercut them. We obviously say the undercut's really powerful in this year's game, but could be a situation where the overcut is the option to go with, because he's got 3 seconds behind him with the accident caused by Oscar and everyone else having to slow down. He's got no pressure from behind. All he's got is pressure from in front to try and put pressure on these drivers as Lillian gets past Kai as they swap positions once again. But at the moment, it looks like Camille's in a really good position as Oscar does finally pull into the pits. I imagine that's to change the front wing and put a set of hard tyres on.
Absolutely. Getting back out there onto a set of mediums.
Oh, well, here we go. We can judge what the mediums are like now.
There we go.
Committed to a 2-stop then, because he's not going to take those to the end.
Unless he's able to whack up some magic. It wouldn't be the first time we saw some mediums last what seemingly would be forever. Because
yeah, where's Sergio Perez when you need him?
Well, unfortunately, neither of us have his shirt, so we can't summon him.
Sorry, Perez.
Sorry, Checo. Maybe next week. But no, I mean,
Yeah, he's a guest on the show.
Looking all throughout the rest of the grid as well. We've got this beautiful little mid-pack which has seemed to have formed after that incident, with Nando leading the way as JSA retires from a session in the pit lane. Unfortunate to see that one happen, but might not be the end of it. I'm sure there's going to be a couple of the drivers looking to try and capitalise on this opportunity here. Now, because he retired in the pit lane, doesn't bring out a safety car. It's all good. They're able to keep themselves going. But it'll also still be a yellow flag, meaning they won't be able to overtake.
Well, Bogdan actually got overtaken by Nando, and then I think Nando had to give it back because, as you said, the yellow flag was operational at the time. So Bogdan might have played that very smart indeed by allowing the car to let him pass down the DRS straight and then just jumping straight back in front of him because he knew he had to give it back or he was going to get a time penalty for it. So
Carlson, you might be looking with egg on your face if Bogdan keeps going the way he's going, mate, because he seems to be on an absolute tear. Currently in P5 from P13. You questioned YTS MSM?
Yellow flag. Oh, it's Leo. It's Leo.
I should have worn a fire shirt. They needed me.
Yeah.
They
needed your strength. This is why they only do well, because you're the only Ferrari.
No, that is definitely not the reason why they do well. They do well because they're fantastic drivers, and yeah, it's just the little prenup speech I give them beforehand.
Yeah, every race.
Yeah, I tap him on the shoulders.
He's down on his knees praying every race.
I'm certainly praying. Amen. Please. I just hope both of them are able to finish the race. That's what I hope.
That is the limit of like you're just like I just hope they can just get to the end. That's what it's turned into. Like as a fan, I just
No,
if he
Leo,
wins,
I see you in that pit lane. Please do not retire. I believe
Leo's
in
gonna
you.
retire.
I believe in you. It's gonna be a safety car. You'll be fine.
Oh no, just puts on a new set of hard tyres. He's
Good.
sticking with it.
Good. We keep it going. We keep the 17 runners.
Yeah.
It's a shame we don't have the 18 or even the full 20, but sometimes that's the way the cookie crumbles. I know, it's brilliant. Imagine if we was actually able to pick what camera shots we wanted.
Yeah, I know.
EA, please.
Give us a feature. Give us a feature for once, please.
I mean, they've given us loads of features. A certain feature here to do with Sixten Lindhart as well, on the soft compounded tyres. 9 laps old, but he's still holding up very well behind the hard compound tyre runner of Ivan Santamaria. He'll be looking to try and get an overtake down the DRS straight, surely, but it's going to be how powerful is that train going to be from Yane in front of them? That's where the real question's going to lie.
Yeah, Yane kind of dropped off the back of Bogdan and his teammate Nando up in P5. I think Ivan Santamaria is going to have to try and make this move stick, and I think he's going to go for it, pull to the inside, as Yane doesn't really defend that one. Sixten, now the one, unfortunately, being held up by the Aston Martin driver. I think he's got to go for it in a place he may not think about it, because he can't be held up for too long. He's got to try and make these positions up quickly. And I wonder, where would you go for it, Josh, if you were going for a move somewhere that you wouldn't normally expect?
I reckon the blind right-hander.
Yes, I agree.
Yes, absolutely. Just send the car out the inside. No one's going to think anything about it. It's exactly what Kai Pearson's going to do right about now.
Yeah, well, this is an overtaking spot. You have got DRS here. This is a chance.
It's certainly not an overtaking spot. You said somewhere unexpected. A place where you cannot overtake is unexpected.
I've overtaken there.
Right, your 0% AIs they're not really comparable to these qualities of drivers, right? These drivers are vastly better than even maybe the 120 AI.
Well, considering it can only go up to 110.
Listen, I don't race AI.
I know. Kai's
good for
into
me.
first.
I know. It's just another one of those overtakes, isn't it? They'll be sort of sieving their way through this first stint, just swapping it backwards and forwards. But when their tyres start to go, the first person to pull the trigger is going to be in the most beneficial position, because Camille and now Nando and Bogdan are also right there as well.
Yeah. Yane's got back in front of Ivan Santamaria, by the way. I thought Yane was going to drop back, but it turns out Yane?
I thought he was filming The Hobbit.
Oh, Yano, yeah, he's in the Hobbit film.
Oh, the new one, the secret one.
Yeah, he's playing Gandalf the
Oh, here we go. Hold on. We've got a bit of Kai. We've got a bit of Lillian chance going on in the chat. Both drivers doing brilliant so far at the front, I will say, chat.
Yeah.
Feel free. Let us know who you think is going to be taking the lead after the first round of pit stops. Not the race win, just the lead of the pit stops. Because for me right now, I feel like Valentino's also not a bad shout. Staying up there, still P3, still within the DRS, just coasting themselves through.
I'm amazed how these soft tyres are doing. What was your testing, Josh, telling you that they were going to last? Because DMAS is just coming to the pits.
Roughly about 14 laps.
14 laps.
But that's me driving it, I will say, because otherwise...
That's true.
Yeah, exactly. So you could be looking at maybe 20, 17. That'll,
yeah.
You know, that'll be something else, but me ragdolling the car about until the tyres just go pop.
Yeah, I tend to rag my tyres quite well. It's not really a good testing ground. DMAS onto the mediums. He's gone to mediums again. So another driver on the medium tyre.
Yeah. I reckon mediums from here could be a shout.
Especially if there's rain coming.
Exactly.
It doesn't look cloudy, though.
No, it doesn't. It's interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, the top four separated by about a second. But they're all within DRS of each other. Then you've got Bogdan and Nando basically having their own battle for P5 and P6. And then you've got the bigger pack of Ivan Santamaria, Sixton, Yane, and Wilson in P10. And then also Thomas in P11.
Yeah, exactly. It's just flowing so well. And I'm really not sure which way it's going to be able to go. We do have the Vroom gang in chat. Cheragon, Kai, and Lillian as well. Depends how friendly are these guys off the circuit? Are they going to be talking to each other right now, or are they going to be perhaps in separate chats thinking, I can pip him, I'm quicker.
All friendships go out the window. All friendships go out the window when the helmets go down. You know.
Yep.
Look at the Twitch gang in real F1. They're not friends when they're on track.
Well, I don't know. I reckon Lando and Max have a great friendship on track from the amount of times Turn 1 was took by Max.
Yeah, and Lando and Carlos actually do have a good friendship on track as well. But apart from those examples, they're not friends on track. Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg were friends, and look where that ended.
Yeah, I know, they just share holidays on a yacht now.
Yeah. But hate each other secretly.
Yes, secretly. It all stems back down. It's all down to that hat throw back in Texas, I'm telling you. We've got Lillian win here, and P2 for Kai is the prediction from LePro.
Bold.
It's bold. I mean, so far, Kai seems to be just being able to hold on, and certainly lasted longer in the lead than Lillian. But is that part of Lillian's plan? Is Lillian just keeping that ERS slightly more stocked up? Is that is that the optimal way to go about it, though?
We could look. We could look what their ERS is like.
I don't want to spoil it.
But there might be other engineers listening.
Exactly.
No spoilers for you, engineers. You have to work it out yourselves. As Dimas sets the fastest lap of the race so far, on a set of medium tyres, no less.
Yeah, and Yane's in as well. Onto the mediums. Okay.
And Camille, I think, might have pulled the trigger because he's started to really close up to the back of Valentino.
I mean,
he's got ERS. He's got ERS.
Oh. Well, you can see Valentino using it. You can just see the amount of distance he was able to generate with just a little burst of it going down that straight. But we saw last time he was on board with Camille. Around this sector, you can really see Valentino struggle.
Wow, Josh was so staggered by that almost going to the back of them. As the three are in, all three of them are in at the same time as Camille takes the lead of the Spanish Grand Prix here in PSGL F3. Lillian, Kai, and Valentino all in the pits. It's now down to their pit crews to see if they can get them out in front of each other. There is actually a few others in the pits as well, so maybe someone else would have got held up. It looks like that's not happened, and they've come out with Lillian, Kai, and Valentino, your top three. Where's Dimas coming out? Dimas is coming down the pit lane now. He's going to get in front of Sixton Linhart, not close to the top three. But Linhart goes into 12th. He might go down a bit further because Villacampos is also coming down the main straight. And Yane is also there as well, but doesn't get in front of them. So, we now have an interesting race on our hands. from 8th down, apart from Rahad, Leo, and Adler, they're all on medium tyres. Everyone else in the top 7 are on 15-lap old hard tyres, including both the Alfa Romeos up in 4th and 5th.
Now, if a safety car comes out, it would be great for these guys, unless you're Wilson Hall, because you're going to have to wait behind Santa Maria in the pit lane.
Yeah.
It's
The
going to
double
be a tough
stack
one.
is not going to be fun around here, that's for sure. It's a long old pit lane here in Catalonia. So, what's the plan then for these hard runners? Bless you. As actually, the plan for these hard runners is Bogdan is pitting. He's going for it. Is that? But surely it's got to be a set of medium tyres. It can't be softs. They won't get to the end of the race. Oh, he's got mediums.
Mediums. Covering
He's
them
going.
up.
Well, that is interesting. So who's he trying to cover off? He's trying to cover off, I assume, Sixton.
I would have thought Demas, surely.
Well, he's not going to get Demas. Demas is just coming down the main straight now. It's going to be close. It's going to be very close between these two drivers into turn 1. And,
Ooh!
and all round the outside from Demas. We're going to get the switchback. Oh, my goodness me. Alexander Demas. That is a move worthy of a collection. Goodness me.
Take a bow. My word. Deployment ERS. You can already see with a red flashing light, Demas has used a lot of ERS there, but holding it around the outside, whew, they don't come much better than that, do they?
I wish we had a better camera angle on it, but unfortunately we didn't have a choice in that matter. But goodness me, full round the outside into turn 1 with basically a car that will have very cold tyres. That is trust in your opponent, and that is trust in your own ability. So Demas, congratulations, my friend. You got in front of Bogdan. As we also see the Red Bull of there was that Thomas is in as well. Another covering off.
Realistically, how much are we going to be able to cover off? Suppose we're going to have to wait and see, aren't we? There's
Well,
Kai Pearson,
Kai,
fastest lap.
He's in front of Lillian. Or is Lillian going to be in front of him? No, Lillian is now in front, but as much as Demas's move was fantastic, Bogdan does get in front of him because there is no ERS left for that Alpha Tauri driver. Thomas did not cover off anyone. He's covered off Leo. That's who he's covered off in this race.
I'll tell you what, we've also had a little change here in P3. Wilson Hall's got past Ivan Santamaria as well, so he's going to be looking to try and push this as far as he can. And it wouldn't surprise me if we see Wilson in the pits this lap.
Well, it depends how long these hard tyres think they can go. Like, what did you do any testing on your hards, Josh? What was your what's the limit you can get them to?
You're the hard tyre specialist. I would have just assumed you
of course,
because of how much you use it.
It's two laps they can go.
Oh.
As Lillian goes around the outside of Tony Richet, if there was any sort of team play there to try and let Tony Richet hold him up. But I think Tony Richet's decided he's going to do the Valtteri Bottas and hold up his teammate instead of the car he's actually meant to be defending. As he's almost at a DRS.
Tony, it's Kai. Move.
Tony, it's Kai. Get out of the way.
And now that's going to put Valentino directly on the back of him if Valentino decides to deploy any battery. Tony Richet seems to be deploying a bit of battery there as well. Probably
in fear of Valentino going down the main straight. But yeah, Kai, he lost time there. He lost some serious time there. And I think Lillian's seen that, has tried to pull away. The Alfa Romeos have swapped again, by the way. They've swapped positions again. I think they're using each other to try and pull each other along for a bit before one of them decides to pull into the pits. I managed to rhyme that. That was great.
No, I don't know about great. It is interesting. But we do have more battles brewing down the field as well. We've got Rehards on the hard compounded tyre, who's currently in a bit of a vulnerable position to Oscar Villacampa on the mediums.
Yes, very much so. Oscar's going to have a bit of nightmares about that corner. I imagine what happened before, he must have caught the grass, because he's very close to the grass on that curb. But right now, he's looking to try and get past Rehards. He's got a very fast Red Bull behind him on fresher tyres. As Camille is in to the pits. Nando takes the lead and will lead at least a lap here on his first outing in PCF3 as Oscar loses a position. Camille onto the softs. Wow. 13 laps to go and he's gone soft tyres. Now that is interesting.
I feel like that could be a play. That might be the play to get them into an operating window where they will have less fuel, they will last a little bit longer. And we saw they were just as quick as those hard tyres when it got to the end of a stint. These medium tyre runners could be in a bit of jeopardy.
It also matters about the rain. We haven't seen the cloud cover that we were promised. I don't know if the weather forecast has been changed since the original we were given. But let's go with the fact that it has been, and we are now stuck with just dry race for the rest of the afternoon. Camille has got some pushing to do here. He's got to make up a lot of time on these drivers. Tony Richet, I imagine, is still holding out for a safety car or holding out for rain. That camera shot did look like there was some clouds coming over the circuit, so maybe we might get some still, but let's not hope on it.
We can pray.
We can pray.
It's okay, I'll take the lead. I'm used to praying whenever it's a Ferrari race weekend. But someone who will be praying right now will be the likes of Lily and Kai and Valentino. That all of a sudden, it's not going to be there's going to be a couple of cars in between them. And Camille, who's going to be on a storm on these soft compound tyres, took the lap to warm up. Getting past Bogdan down his main straight shouldn't be too difficult. There we go. Job done even before the braking zone, and you're just going to see the amount of grip and the amount of turning Camille's going to have in comparison to the cars in front. It's going to be ridiculous as Leo Lund picks himself up a 3-second time penalty there for corner cutting.
It's not been his day. It's not been his day.
That's why we need a chicane.
Yeah, it's not an easy corner, that. As Camille, as you said, is pushing incredibly hard. He's got to get past Tony Richet very quickly, and then he's got 5.6 seconds to make up on this front three. Well, surely, if you're looking at it on paper, it's looking great for Camille right now.
Absolutely, but just look at the grip Camille's got there.
Yeah, that's madness.
Before the braking zone again.
Yeah. There's no point Tony Richet fighting that one. That's heavyweight versus flyweight, to be honest with you. It's not going to be easy for Tony Richet now to really make anything of this race, unless we get a safety car or some rain. He's sticking out again. I suppose at the end of the day, all you got to do is try and stick out and pray for the best, as Bogdan is also going to get past Tony Richet, as Camille does a 1:12.6. As their proper first flying lap. Oh, a helicopter cam. Who knew they existed? Ooh. EA don't.
Wow.
So
it's a feature, mate.
It's a feature, sorry. So 5.9 seconds between Camille and Valentino. Nando also on the soft tyres. Rahad has just got past Oscar Villacampos again into turn 1. So Nando going to be making up positions. Both of the Alfa Romeos also on soft tyres, looking to make up positions as well. Valentino, Lilian, and Kai all on 6-lap-old mediums, separated by a few tenths of a second. It's anyone's race.
The only concern I would have is, depending on how much of this race is left, how strong those soft tyres are going to be at the end. That's the only worry I have. Because on paper here, Camille should be able to catch right up to the back of him with the aid of DRS and pick the opportunity to get an overtake sorted. But if Camille just waits a little bit too long, that opportunity could be gone. And that could be the biggest worry at the minute.
Yep, that is very true. He's got to nurture those tyres as well. It's not going to be as simple as I've got to speed up to the back of them and take my chance now. But as you said, yeah, if he takes it too late, he might not get the positions. Nando going to be making the move past his teammate there. He had so much grip, he actually was in front during mid corner of that final straight, and he's going to have enough DRS to get past Dimas as well. No, he's not. Dimas 8th. Sixton now into 7th. Tony Richet still running the hard tyre. 22 laps there on the hard tyre. Is he doing an Alex Albon? As look at that, up the inside on the right-hander. He's ahead of Dimas up into 8th place. Congratulations, Mr. Nando. He's into 8th.
Show him that PSF1 quality. Didn't fall too far from a tree, did it, moving over to the PC? Brilliant stuff so far, and it's going to be looking for a move on Sixton here as well, which isn't the easiest to move to try and craft yourself. Sixton, notorious for the defence he's able to put up, so it'll be very interesting to sort of see how Nando's going to be able to try and operate his way around this here. Going to be pulling to the inside. Sixton's not even fighting it. He knows there's no point in it.
It's not his race.
Up into P7. Take that one every day of the week. As Camille is also closing up towards the front as well. Went from 5.7 to 3.5. It's all heating up and it's starting to boil. Oh, yep. I just hope it doesn't boil over.
Let's hope it doesn't boil over, as Lilian does get past Kai once again, and Lilian retakes the lead of the Spanish Grand Prix. Valentino, I think, is the unsung hero so far. What a race he is having right now, as Nando gets past Tony Richet, who, I've got to be honest, must be crying on those tyres right now. Like, I know he's sort of given the race his sort of, you know what, I'm just going to stay out and see what happens. But goodness me, 23 laps at Spain on hard tires. Oh, that's gonna sting.
Yeah, it's not optimal, but I can't imagine it's much fun either.
No, it's not optimal or fun. So I don't know what he's doing. He's praying for rain, I think, is
Yes.
what we're praying for here. As Kai once again still in the Irish, but there we go. In the background, you can see Camille is there, and he is right in the hunt for a race win here. His first race win of the season, it could be.
It's a bold one. It doesn't feel like it would be his first race win of the season as well, which is the really mad part because of how unfortunate he's been with a bit of misfortune in the race after brilliant qualifying sessions. But
Yeah,
2024, new year, new Camille.
new year, new Camille. What was it? Three poles in a row, 4 poles in a row,
Yeah,
and none of them converted into a victory.
3 on the boards.
And I believe only one converted into a podium, if
Yep.
I'm not mistaken. So he really needs to improve on his race pace. And right now, he is in one hell of a position to get that race victory. That if he gets it here, it will be a thoroughly deserved victory. Lap 25 of 33. If we're going to get any rain, it's got to come in the next few laps. Because otherwise it's going to come right at the end of the race, and at that point it will be inconsequential to anyone. Maybe Tony Richet, because then he can put a new set of tyres on. But you know, apart from him, everyone else is sort of just going to deal with it. So Valentino sitting there in third. He has DRS on the cars in front. What do you think his plan is here? Is he just planning to pick up the scraps of a battle that's going to take off very soon?
Well, if I was Valentino at this point, I'll charge the battery a little bit more, right? We can already see on the wheel, it's roughly about 20%. Charge the battery a little bit more. And don't worry about falling out of DRS here. Or I can fall back to maybe 1.6 seconds, help Camille along, get Camille alongside you, and let Camille have a go at battling these guys. Because that way, they're going to hold each other up a little bit more. At that point, you would have saved the ERS and you'd be able to properly go on the offensive. Because at the minute, as soon as Kai deploys the ERS, Lillian's deploying it, and then Valentino's deploying it. And it's just been like that for the last couple laps. You can see they've kind of, you know, held each other up, but not in a overly detrimental way, which is not exactly what you would want if it was Valentino, because you would want to be storing the most ERS out of this pack.
Yeah, basically they're all pulling each other along, and Camille is having to use raw pace and tyre grip to catch up to the back of them. Someone else, the other two drivers that are doing very well at the moment, Wilson Hall and Ivan Santamaria, really pulling each other through the pack, and they're now 11th and 12th respectively. They could both be in points finishes by the end of this Grand Prix. They've had a great race this afternoon. Alfa Romeo strategy team, you've got to take the hat off to them, but also take your hat off to the two drivers, because they're the ones that have to pull off the strategy. And starting on the hards when everyone else is on softs around you always seems like the wrong decision. But right now, it's seeming like the right decision, because they're about to both be point scorers in this race.
Yeah, certainly. You sow what you're reaping at the minute. They might be reaping a double points finish, as you mentioned, but they've just got to keep it close between each other. As Tony Richet is off, I believe.
Is that tyres? Is that tyres?
It is.
He's got a puncture. A rear right. Yeah, it's a rear tyre. He's got a rear tyre puncture. He's doing some.
Brake boards are getting gone. Oh no, it's front left. Front left.
Oh, it's front left. Oh goodness me, that's goodness me, that's gone. Tony's just spinning about here. It's been a race for him to forget. I think he might have a rear one as well. Like, oh goodness me, 3-second time ready for corner cutting. I don't know how he's managed to read that. So I imagine he's pulling into the pits. Is he going to retire? Or is he going to get no set tyres on? Well, lap 27 here. We are boiling down to the final moments of this race, and there is Camille. You can see her right in the background. Camille is really on the charge here. 1.5 seconds between themselves and Valentina. But look at the ERS on Camille's car. They've had to use so much to push to catch them that they're not going to have any to fight when they get there.
Yeah, exactly. And it's going to be one of those where it's going to be so tough for Camille now to be able to use up the remaining part of those tyres to try and get this move done with 5 laps to go. Kai and Lillian swapping positions once again up at the front. Kai not putting up too much of a defence. It's going to be a very tactical one from Kai here to try and find that opportunity to get back past Lillian, but not leave himself vulnerable to Valentino. That's going to be the real challenge. While all this is happening, Camille will be slowly just reeling him in more and more. I feel like lap 32 is going to be the striking distance. I reckon that's when the opportunity is going to appear.
Yeah, it's got to appear soon because Camille is not only now not really gaining much time in the corners due to their tyre grip going away. They're not getting any time down the straights because they are out of ERS. If you're under 10% ERS, you lose time down the main straight. There is your positions gained through this Grand Prix. 8 for Bogdan, 9 for Tumas, and 9 for Wilson Hall as well, as both Alfa Romeos have ended up in the top 10. It's a great race for Alfa Romeo and for those two drivers. Camille, 1.4 seconds between these cars. There's your fastest laps, 1:12.6. Camille has the fastest lap, but Tony Richet is on a fresh set of tyres. I imagine he's going for the fastest lap. As we speak, 1.2 seconds now. We are getting close to the climax of this race, and any of these top 4 can still win. Bogdan, if all 4 of these collide, Bogdan could be in a great position here to pick up the scraps.
Or even Nando.
Or even Nando. But look how much time he loses down the straight here. This is where this race will be won or lost because of ERS management from Camille. But he's had to use it to catch up to these guys.
It's a tough one to balance, isn't it? Because either you don't use it to catch up and you rely solely on the tyres, and when you do end up catching up, it doesn't matter how much you deploy, you're going to be stuck in a horrible situation. Or you do as Camille's done and deploy the ERS, look after your tyres a little bit more, and now you just trust him that you're going to be able to catch up enough in this middle sector to try and get the DRS down the main straight. And so far it's not looking bad at all. 5 attempts gained from that first sector. I'll be just balancing the car here on a knife's edge, making sure he's using the maximum extent of the track, the apex, the curbs, the rumble strips, everything possible to just try and catch back up in the DRS. But you can see him just pulling slightly further away. The braking zones are also critical. Make sure you're braking just a couple meters later than the cars in front, just so you can gain a little bit extra time here and there. And it looks like, so far, as long as he's able to ace these last 2 corners, he's going to be within the DRS.
I don't know if he crossed the DRS detection at the point. Has he got it?
No.
No, he doesn't get it. He missed out by literally maybe 1,000th of a second as Kai is back in front into the lead of this race. Also, clouds have descended here at Spain. The sun is gone. The rain may be coming. It may come a bit late. It might actually come to save these top 3 or save Camille's race, because it's going to be so slippery out here if this rain comes down hard.
Exactly. It's going to be such a difficult one for these drivers to kind of negotiate their way through, because there's still 3 full racing laps here to go. And Camille is going to be looking to just try and close that gap up more, but you can see the gap is slightly bigger than it was before. And that's going to be a bit of a problem, because, you know, Camille's on the soft tyres. It'll obviously wear quicker than the mediums, and is it going to be too late for Camille to really be able to mount an attack? Are the tyres too shot to really go for it here? I don't know.
I think it might be a little too late. I don't think he's got enough in the tank to get into these positions. And look, you can see he's already struggling to try and control the car here. I think he's really struggling on tyres. He's got to try and get in that DRS. The detection point is there, and he's not got it. Again, he's missed out again by a few hundredths of a second. And once again, he's just praying that he can try and get something on here. But look, he's actually gained a bit of time down the main straight because cars are going to start battling. This is now the opportunities that these guys will need. Camille is going to have a good shot because these guys are going to have to start fighting for their positions. But it means that he's not going to have that many laps to do it, and he's going to have less tyres and less ERS. It's all coming down to the wire here at Spain. 2 laps to go.
Exactly, and Nando picked up the DRS there. You can already see it's pulled him along 5/10 of a second. That's exactly what Camille needs right now to get some life into that Ferrari and catch back up to these podium runners. Top 3 have all drove the race brilliantly. Camille's gone for a different strategy, and it's worked up until this point. Now, this is where it'll be. Has it worked well, or has it worked okay? Will it be enough for Camille to really try and be able to capitalise on it and catch back up and have a fight for this podium? Because Valentino seems to be struggling a little bit more than the 2 in front. He's dropped off slightly from the back of Lillian's car. Maybe just harvesting a little bit more ERS. Maybe expecting these 2 to run each other to the absolute racing limits here at PSGL. I'll be interested, but Camille once again isn't looking to
miss
get
out.
DRS.
Literally just misses out again by less than 1/10 of a second. And here we go, down the main straight. Lap 32 of 33, penultimate lap here in PSGL's. Lillian is going to make the overtake on Kai. Is that again too early from Lillian here? Because Kai's going to have another opportunity with DRS down the main straight to try again. And once again, Camille not within that DRS range. Oh, goodness me, this has got very close indeed. The Red Bulls are swapping positions, and it looks like the Alfa Romeos are even trying to get involved in even more point-scoring finishes, as Ivan Santamaria almost made a move round the outside of Sixten Linhart for P8, but he couldn't make the move. His lights flashing as well. The rain is coming down here at Spain. It is raining, but not heavy enough to really ruin any of these drivers' day at the moment. Camille, 1.2 seconds behind the cars in front. It's not going to be enough to catch him in this race. I think Camille's charge for this podium could be over, but we've still got a lap to go.
Still do, and if this rain decides to absolutely chuck it down like we know it can do in this game, it could add a little bit more spice to this race. As Leonin decides to chuck it onto the intermediate tyres. No harm in it at this point. Might as well go for it. Richet retires in the pit lane. Unfortunate race for him. It's not been one to remember.
Here we go. Oh, the yellow flag! Is that going to ruin Kai's chance to make the overtake? He's got to try and do it before turn 1. And he goes into turn 1. He's going to go around the outside of Lillian. And Lillian couldn't defend it. But now up the inside. I think he had to give it back. I think Kai had to give it back because of the yellow flag. His teammate retires in the pits. And it might have cost him the race victory here in Spain.
Potentially. I mean, we still got that one extra DRS straight, but I don't think it's necessarily too long
Oh,
enough.
Nando got 5 seconds because he overtook in the yellow flag. It was the yellow flag has cost Kai a possible win here.
Oh, that is so heartbreaking for Kai there. Oh,
he's got to try and make it here, but I think he's run out of space. The rain's come down. The track is greasy and he's not got any ERS left. I think Lillian has literally been saved by a flag.
Oh.
Lillian's race was all but over into turn 1 because Kai had clearly enough to defend it, but Kai had to give it back. And Nando is in front of Bogdan, but it won't matter too much because Lillian will come across the checker flag to win here in Spain as Kai theatrically comes over the line. Valentino in 3rd, Camille in 4th. Nando crosses the line in 5th, but will drop down to 6th. And Tumas and Sixten finishes respectively in 7th, 8th. Ivan Santamaria in 9th, Wilson Hall in 10th, and then Dimas and Yane. Oh, goodness me. Once again, has a teammate affected a result of this race? That yellow flag, I think, was the reason why Kai had to let off there. We'll find out in the post-match interviews, but I think that is what happened.
I feel like there might have to be a little bit of an internal talk going on there just to make sure everything's got, properly to shape. But Lillian, once again on the top step here, should be used to it at this point. But once again, another great race. Well controlled, well managed. Kai and Valentino just as well, just as deserving on the podium. Great races from these three. All followed each other throughout the entire duration of the race. It's been a tough one. It's been a long one for these guys as well. But very well done. Congratulations on the podiums. Hopefully we're going to be able to get a little word with them. But do you know where I would love to be right now in order to have a conversation with these guys?
Is it in a GT Omega gaming chair?
Not just a chair. It would be in their office. Sitting down on the chair.
Oh.
Anywhere else you would like to be, Alex?
Anywhere else I'd like to be?
Yeah, in the GT Omega racing chair.
At home. Well, you can get one now.
No.
No.
No. What if I don't want
Why
one?
not?
I want to watch Podium Celebration.
Well, what's the podium celebration and then get one?
Oh, okay. Maybe. But, there we go. Top 3. Frenchman, once again, taking the win. Don't put the Alpine cap on. I can already tell what you're doing.
The Alpine cap is not on.
I could smell what you're doing, mate. Don't need to look. I know what you're doing. But again, another race, another win. That'll extend the championship lead just a little bit further. It's just been one of those, hasn't it? It's been one of those. So close yet so far for Kai. Valentino as well. Just about there. Camille with the unfortunate strategy. Bogdan, P5, fighter with Nando. Nando with about 5 seconds, which might get removed if they're fortunate. But again, Tony Roche with fastest lap with a 1:11.6, but retired from a race. It's not going to be too much more, but it's one of those. I'll tell you where I'm glad I'm not. glad I'm not in Spain because that rain looked absolutely miserable. Unlike
It
a
did.
GTO Mega Racing chat. Whoa, what a race. And I'll tell you, wouldn't get the fedora off, honestly.
What do you mean?
Behave
Do
yourself.
you not like it? I couldn't get the headphones all the way over it. It only
I'll
went.
tell you what, let's have an interview and let's
Okay.
see if Lillian's
Bring
going to
the-
notice it.
There's Lillian. Lillian, welcome to the commentary box and welcome with another victory here in Spain, in Catalonia. Might have been sweating on those last few laps, but we do have the question to ask. Do you think he gave you that position back because of the yellow flag?
There
Still-
was a yellow flag. Oh,
The yellow flag in turn 1, yeah, for
Oh.
Tony Richet retiring
Oh.
in the pit lane. His teammate, of all people,
oh,
might have cost him the race victory.
Ah.
So,
yes, or maybe.
but you drove
Yeah.
fantastically well.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah.
So, talk us through the race. You obviously put it on pole position once again. You had a great race with not only Valentino, but also the man you were battling all race in the Haas. So, talk us through it, Liam.
Yeah. So, like you said, pole position. I decided to go on the soft because I was more confident to soft medium than hard mediums. And when I saw that Kai was making the same strategy as me, I was really confident because we can play together and swap position. So that's what we do. And yeah, when we went to the last few laps, the rain was coming, the pressure was coming and everything. But yeah, I don't know if he gave me the place because of the yellow flag. But yeah, clean battle. But yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah, it was-
brilliant battle. I just want to know, was you aware of Camille behind you? Was that something you was conscious of? Did you have your engineers telling you about Camille catching on the soft tyres? Or was it something which you blissfully unaware of, didn't need to know, didn't care?
No, he said me about his strategy, and he said that if he catches, he will not pass us because he will have almost the same tire wear and maybe more,
Yeah.
so less pace. So no. I was confident at the end, and yeah, the last 3 or 4 laps he was not catching us. So
Yeah, he was really struggling.
Yeah,
yeah.
he ran out of ERS. So basically, all the advantage he was gaining in the corners didn't matter because he was losing it all down the main straight. So,
Yeah, because we were swapping. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. But another race victory. We have Miami next Thursday. Another track that some people like, some people hate. So what's your thoughts? I imagine what you're going to say is you haven't driven it yet this year.
No, no, not this year, not this time. But yeah, no, that's my favorite track, honestly.
Your favorite track is
Yeah, my
Miami.
favorite track. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
That's
Domination.
a surprise.
is on the way from
Yeah.
from Lillian. And also, you must be thinking about, obviously, only a few races left now. 3 races left.
Yeah.
The title,
Yeah, and Leo didn't score any points.
and Leo didn't score any points. Are you thinking
Dimas
about that
too?
now? Yeah, Dimas didn't score any points.
Yeah, obviously I'm thinking about that because I had one race like 6 points. I was 16 points in front of him before this race,
Yep.
and I'm now 32 points. So 2 race, and there are 3 races coming. So
Yeah.
obviously I'm thinking about the championship, but I'm just focused on the next race, and after this race, the next race, and if I'm champion next week, I think maybe I can go on the tier 2. Maybe I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe.
You show a pace for it, so
Yeah,
it'll
that's
be
for sure.
certainly interesting.
But
Well-
yeah, just now focus on the next race, and maybe after this one, Yeah.
Absolutely.
we will see.
I get you, but yes, once again, thank you, Lillian, for coming
Yeah,
along
no
and
problem.
being interviewed.
Thank you.
And thank you for a brilliant race, and thank you for kind
Thanks.
of giving us an insight to it as well. It really means a lot. So thank you very much, Lillian. Congratulations.
Yeah,
on
no
your
problem.
win. And look
Yeah,
forward to
thanks.
talking to you after your win next week around your favourite track. No pressure.
Maybe.
Man. No pressure.
No pressure. No.
All good.
Yeah.
Alright, catch
Thank you,
in a bit.
Liam.
Yeah, thank you. Good evening. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, nice.
Didn't even notice a fedora, but again, lovely bloke.
It's because it's black and my monitor's black.
But it has come to the end of
Ah.
another Thursday. I know. I'm sorry.
Everyone has to say
Hopefully-
goodbye now.
Hopefully, I'll be able to burn this shirt afterwards.
If this video gets 10,000 likes, Joshua will wear that shirt in public.
No,
Make
absolutely not.
it happen.
No.
It'll do it.
No. But again, thank you for joining me, Alex, around Catalunya. What
That's
would,
all right,
be,
Josh.
what would have been your takeaway from this race?
My takeaway from this race is that it looks like Lillian's going to win the title. It looks like Leo is struggling. And it looks like we need to remove yellow flags.
Mine would have been paella, to be honest. It's quite nice.
Oh.
But, one of those. But,
Hang on, I got to do the...
what's he doing? Well, there you go. Thank you very much for everyone who's still watching.
That was worth it. That was worth
It
it.
was not worth it. But
One for the clips.
we'll catch you guys next time, same place here at PSGL for a bit of Miami action. Until then, see you around. Bye.
Bye.
Desperately trying to hang on. He's got the inside. Oh, here he's through on the left-hand side. Hooks the apex, gets on the power nicely, and that is job done. Jarno Opmeer now to the last couple of corners now. His finest drive, his greatest drive, and he's done it at the Circuit of the Americas. He returns to the top step of the podium. Once again, the GOAT is back. Jarno Opmeer wins the US Grand Prix in a stunning Grand Prix.